All right, now that we're back up top again, and that stuff is done for now, we can go ahead and start relocating this solenoid on the fender because honestly, it's redundant with the mini starter. So we're just going to join the trigger wire from the solenoid to the red and blue, which is the key on, and everything else is going to go ahead and sit on top of this guy, and we're just going to move it out of the way for now. This isn't the way that I want to do this, but this way we can get the car going, and really, I just want to drive it, and a lot of wiring should get redone on this anyway eventually, but for now, this is what we're going to do. So down in here, this is what I mean. We're just going to go ahead and join the small trigger wire that's running down to the solenoid on the starter to this red and blue, which comes from key on ignition, which jumps power to both of these things. So this will just end up triggering this directly right here. Everything else will just get direct power because this runs right back to the battery running to the starter, and this is just the key on ignition to kick the starter. So everything else will operate like normal. We're just bypassing half of it and getting rid of the other half, and at least moving it over out of the way more this way so we can get our catch can in down here. All right, so it's gonna be a 9/16 to zip this off. Get this out of the way. And then we can pull off all of this stuff. We have another 9/16, which it looks like that completely destroyed the threads on this side anyway. And we can pull all this stuff off. That empties out this side. We just have this side to get rid of. That's off, and this guy is going to unplug, and for these two guys we're just going to make them a plug so they plug right together. But for now we can at least get this out of the way. Which that should be a 3/8 if I only knew where I put it. 3/8, where are you? There you are. Nope, 1/2 inch. I'm actually calling a 7/16. Good enough. Oh shit, is there really nuts on the back of this? All right, we're back. Another day, another outfit, another set of parts. So now we can finish up the wiring. We have our positive breakout terminal and our hardware to mount it on the fender. We can finish up all that wiring and get to finishing up the catch can. Let's get to it. All right. So our terminal is just going to go in these two holes right here. It doesn't really line up, but it will be good enough. All right, we're tightened up there. Now we can go ahead and throw all these back on here, and we'll just have our red and our black separate. All right, finally all buttoned up. Had to do a little bit of work on the back side. I added a plug to connect that red wire to the black one that was coming up here to the starter solenoid. So those are behind here now and connected with a plug, so I can unplug them if I have to or change things out. This is what I was talking about with the connector behind the fender well here. We are just going to tuck this up behind here and behind here, and then it'll be out of the way and safe from everything, and there is a plug that goes in on the bottom here to hold it flush, the fender liner. So that's all buttoned up now. Now we can get into this spot and mounting in our catch can and figuring out where this is going to go. Most likely somewhere about here. Alright, let us get to installing this bad boy now, shall we? So we have our two lines over here on the shock tower, and moving it around a little bit, this one that I etched in a little further up is going to be better. So we're just going to cover that line up and put it parallel with that line, so we know we're at the right angle we've got to be. And you know what? We're going to mark these with a Sharpie and then center punch them. I think that will be the best way. So, just get some holes marked out here. And any Sharpie marks that we put on the car just help with paint or rusting off. So, we'll go ahead and center punch these up now. Just center. And now, we can start drilling. Of course, I can look at that one a little low. Yep. Alright, and now that that's in place, a little bit of blue Loctite on the bolts to hold the catch can in place. We'll finish that up. Got one there.
You've got to be kidding me, that fell in the fucking frame rail.
Doctor, it is time to play Operation. No, just kidding. Nope. Come on, Doctor, you got this. Oh, money. We got it back. And now, so that doesn't happen again, we're going to shove a rag in the giant crack in the part of the frame rail there. And now we can go ahead and try to install this. And again, we will Loctite the bolt. Hey, look at that. We got both of them in this time. All right, we can snug these up now. But lose the Allen wrench this time, I guess. All right. And now before that hardens, we can check our hood clearance. Set you down right there. And please close. I'd say that's pretty good. All right, catch can is finally mounted in the car. Now we can make our lines to connect everything up and go ahead and wrap this part of the build up. But first, actually, let me set you down over here a little bit. We got our other valve cover back because took it to a local welder and had him add in this 16 AN bung that we can now use as a sealable oil fill cap. So this will be much better than any of those push-in ones and help keep from any kind of a vacuum or a booster leak. This one should be fine. There's definitely enough of a lip there to where I think if this does end up building some sort of pressure in it, it'll just push up and actually seal better. But I was going to do the same thing on this side. It was just going to be awful to get it on and off if I ever had to do an oil change. So now this will be at the back. It'll clear everything, no problem. and we will be perfect. So now we can go ahead and put these back on the car, and then we can go ahead and make up some lines. All right, so now that we got those back on the car over here, now we can go ahead and start getting into our AN lines. And you know it's a project car when it's been so long that you get a haircut. But anyways, let's get into these AN lines. All right, we'll be working over here. So this is the line that came with the Motion Raceworks catch can, and I have this one end taped up, so we really want to get rid of this frayed end, so we're going to just go ahead and cut that off with the angle grinder, get it nice and smooth so we can put our female end on here. All right, so we got our one end cut nice and smooth across. Now we can take this electrical tape off. Be very careful not to fray the end of it now. And then we can shove this in this female fitting in the vise so it goes all the way down. Actually, we'll just start this by hand. So we'll just go ahead, fit this right into here. And that went nice and smooth. See if we can get you to see it all the way down to the bottom. There's a little lip inside of here. Let me grab a light. All right, yeah, there we go, that's better. There's a lip inside here, and that rubber part is all the way down to the lip, so now it's gonna seal great. And then we'll grab our male end here. We'll put a little bit of lube on this. Little WD never hurt nobody before. Where is my little WD-40? Oh well, big can it is. Just a little spritz of WD-40 on there. Now we can go ahead and start to thread this on. Now what I'm going to do is put this in ice so I can grab a hand wrench and just fully tighten this down. All right. So that is one side done. So that was the can side, and then I've just got to measure over here. So I think what I'm going to do just to make this easy on myself, I'm just going to grab my electrical tape, grab a piece of tape, and then I'll just tape off right how long I want this. We'll go a smidge long. Yeah, we'll go a smidge long. Can always make it shorter, can't make it longer. All right, so we got that other end cut up smooth, and let's go ahead and bring you over to the car real quick. All right, now we're back over at the car, and if we look down in here, looks like we're still a little long from where we'd like to be. It's still a little long, maybe a ½ inch. So we'll trim that up just a little bit more. All right, so we got these cut to length, and we'll come right back when it's time to throw it back on, see if it fits. And there we have the short one done. That looks completely fantastic. I'm very happy with how this is going to turn out. So I'll come right back when we have the other one on, and that'll wrap up the catch can. All right, There it is. It came out a little long, but we can tuck that somewhere and make it work. I just wanted to have enough room to get to all my spark plug wires on the distributor. But that's the catch can set up and installed. I think that this looks absolutely insane. It's exactly what I wanted. I've never done AN lines myself. Now I can say I have, and they came out really well. So now it's just time to button it back up, get everything put back on, and then we can start driving it this year. All right, guys, that's it for this time. Super happy with how that catch can and the AN line setup came out. Hopefully we don't have any more oil spraying all over the engine bay type of issues, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.